So we get a bonus day, a bonus episode, an extra day of vacation. Not planned, and not always a bad thing. More time with friends. This was, it's funny because I sort of think if I'd left, 10 minutes earlier, could I have made it to the airport? Although my friend says, well, you left 10 minutes early, you might have been in the accident. So I guess that's one way to think about things. And, at the end of the day, can't control it. But for future, no, I think we left at a good time. So, because you say it could happen again tomorrow, but I would hope not. What are the chances? But yeah, I left at 4:45 for a 7 o'clock flight, with the idea it would take an hour to get to the airport, which you get there an hour and 15 minutes before. So that was actually plenty of time, even extra time. But around 4, well, I don't know what time the accident happened for sure, but yeah, we got stuck in this backup that was probably in the top 2 that I've ever had in my life for traffic jams that I can remember. As a kid, there's a few long ones I kind of remember, but there was one a couple of years ago coming back. That was just, I think, well, I don't know the causes, but this was basically at one point an hour to go 100 yards, a football field in an hour. So that was exceptionally bad. Yeah, it was 3 hours, basically, 3 hours. I mean, 4-hour trip that we left and came back 4 hours later, but 3 hours of just basically sitting there, which is, in a way, it's not too bad because you don't know how much time is left. So if someone said at the beginning, oh, you're going to be stuck for 3 hours, like, oh man, this is torture. But if you said it could be any minute now, that almost makes it easier to get through, even though there were times when the car didn't move for like 5 minutes. 5 minutes, no motion at all, and even then, it was scooching, and yeah. So I guess what happened was heavy fog this morning, extremely low visibility, like zero visibility, and cars. I don't know exactly, but I'm gonna guess. I have my rights to guess. People just in general do go too fast in the fog. They drive at speed. We just had an accident out here a few weeks ago where it was just like 80 car pileup in the fog. So people just do not understand. You have to drive at a speed where you can stop because someone else in front of you has stopped. It's a car at a dead stop. This is common sense, but nobody seems to follow it, or not enough people. Anyway, so it caused an accident, flipped over semi-truck with sand in it, which is better than gunpowder. But then another car crashed into that, and then there was another accident where a car went under a semi. In all the ones I saw, it looked like a pretty good chance of survival because there was nothing with a cab. I mean, I looked. Going to keep me for 3 hours, so I'm going to look. There was nothing where a cab was like crushed to where you just knew there was no chance. There was one where like the right side was crushed and like the driver's like right here. So yeah, but it took 3 hours to even get to that. And at that point, it opened up. We just turned around because at one point I knew I was going to miss my first flight. So I called Alaska, and they're really good if you have MVP. They answer the phone quickly, and she was able to rebook me on a 9:30 flight, although it had a layover in Dallas, and one flight was American, and my seat on American was coach, I guess, and my seat on Alaska was middle, so pretty much the worst seats you could possibly get, and the layover is not ideal. So everything about it wasn't ideal, and it was like $450, which I was already paying like $130. I was paying $130 for this, and I got credit to the next flight, but so it went way up. That was more than I paid round trip. So that wasn't great, but at some point it was so slow that I realized that's gone too. There was just no way we were going to make that. So it was just insanely, this traffic jam again, worst ever. It might have been probably my worst ever in my life. Yeah, it was just, and so coming back after that, I finally canceled that flight. In fact, I couldn't even do it directly. I had to call the airline, and again, they answered really quickly, which is cool. It even says they instantly transferred me to MVP because of my miles. And the lady said, yeah, she had to work to get it because I guess the ticket transfers over to American Airlines since it was partnered with them. So they had control of it, but she got control back. It's kind of a weird thing. We got control of that ticket. So she said, okay, she got it canceled. And I said, can I get my coupon back? Because I used a $50 coupon for the first ticket that I had, like a certificate I had. And I think I got that back, so I saved that. And I booked it. I'd already booked a ticket as soon as I knew I had to cancel for tomorrow's flight. In fact, even before I canceled, I booked a ticket for tomorrow's flight just to make sure I got it. And I saw there's 2 first class seats left, and I am actually seated. Well, I'm first in line for the first class upgrade, so if no one buys that, then I should be able to get that. Because I had one for today, which I lost, but the second flights, like I said, were terrible flights, or the worst experience that you can get for that. So now I'm back at the house. Everyone's gone because they have to work today, but I can use the time to do silly videos, to drink beer, to study my Spanish, and to just relax and then go out with them tonight. So it's really, I was thinking, I could have booked a 5-day vacation anyway, and I almost thought about it. I almost did that. So there really isn't any bad about, except for, yeah, tomorrow's flight still cost me an extra maybe $200. So, but not this flight. Yeah, so that part's kind of unfortunate, but oh well. And I don't have to rent a hotel, because I was thinking I would just stay in New Orleans and rent a hotel, but since they suggested to come back to the house, okay, well then that saves me another $100, and we will make the drive tomorrow morning and hope for better results. Yeah, it happens, but not too often. And again, there's silver linings. More time with friends, as I said from the beginning. That's the cool part, because you don't see these friends very often, and that could probably change too. So, all right, that's it. Cheers.